Let's move on to some other stories that we're tracking this morning. What's making news in Karnataka is the anti-conversion bill and the showdown over the same. Now, this bill will be introduced by the Bommai government in the winter session of the Karnataka Assembly. And there are many who are up and opposing this particular bill, like leaders from the Christian community who've said that this particular bill will be used to harass them. Nolan Pinto gets you all the latest reactions in this report.
Anti-conversion bill has left Karnataka deeply divided. And it all began with this statement.
ಕ್ರಿಶ್ಚಿಯನ್ ಮಿಷನರಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು ಮತಾಂತರ ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಕ್ರಿಶ್ಚಿಯನ್ ಮಿಷನರಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೇನೋ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದರೆ ಹುಷಾರಾಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಅಮಾಯಕರನ್ನ ತಗೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಚರ್ಚ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಒಳ್ಳೇದಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಥರ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಬ್ರೈನ್ ವಾಶ್ ಮಾಡಿಸಿ ಮನೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಾಗ ಉದಾಹರಣೆ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷ ನಮ್ಮ ತಾಯಿ ಇದೆ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷ ಅವ್ರಿಗೇನೋ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋದರೆ ಒಳ್ಳೇದಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡೋದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಮನೇಲಿ ನೀನು ಹೋದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಕುಂಕುಮ ಇಡಬಾರ್ದು, ಮನೇಲಿ ಬಂದಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ ತಾಯಿ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಆಗಿ ಆ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ರಿಂಗ್ ಟೋನ್ಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಆ ಕ್ರಿಶ್ಚಿಯನ್ದು ಶ್ಲೋಕ ಪದಗಳನ್ನು ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷ.
The Basavaraj Bommai government will table a bill to stop illegal or forced conversions in winter session of Karnataka Assembly.
ಸರ್, ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಹೊಡೆತ ಬೀಳುವಂಥ ಯಾವುದೇ ಧರ್ಮಕ್ಕೆ ವಿರೋಧಿಯಾದಂಥ ಬಿಲ್ಲನ್ನು ನಾವು ತರಲ್ಲ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಧರ್ಮಗಳು ಸೌಹಾರ್ದಯುತವಾಗಿ ಬದುಕಬೇಕು, ಶಾಂತಿಯಿಂದ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಾಳು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಬದುಕು ಕಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನುವಂಥ ಉದ್ದೇಶದಿಂದಲೇ ಈ ಬಿಲ್ಲನ್ನು ತರ್ತೇವೆ.
Close on the heels of the demand for an anti-conversion law, the government initiated a survey on churches, their locations, land holdings and priests in charge.
If government wants to know what is the extent, what is their habitation, what is their asset and all this, what is wrong in that?
Okay.
In getting
they feel they're being targeted, sir?
No, it will never hurt their feeling or it will never come infringe their right.
The BJP government's measures against conversion have emboldened right-wing groups who have started targeting prayer meets across Karnataka. On October 17th, in Hubli, right-wing groups attacked the prayer meet and the pastor. They alleged that conversion was taking place and forced the police to take action. This wasn't an isolated incident in Hubli. In this video, people can be seen barging into a place of worship and forcing people out. After that, the attackers sang bhajans. Similarly, in November, a group tried to stop prayers in Hassan, but did not succeed. With attacks on prayer meets on the rise, a peace assembly was held at St. Francis Xavier's Cathedral on December 4th, urging the government to drop the anti-conversion bill.
We pray to the Karnataka government to withdraw this legislation that they are trying to put it, and in order to have it passed in the parliament, in the assembly. So our request is kindly withdraw this, because it will not bring any good to the people at large, and very especially the Christians will surely be affected very much by this legislation.
The opposition too has questioned the government on the need for an anti-conversion law.
All of us have to unite and fight it as an assault on the Constitution of India. We are all Indian citizens. We know our rights. And why? I don't think we are protesting as Christians, but all communities have to come together and protest this anti-constitutional bill.
A few prominent voices in the IT city have come out in support of the proposed law.
A very senior member of my family was in hospital in a serious condition, aged, in a mission hospital near their home. And the evangelist came and told them that if they convert, their fees will be paid. That they refused and said, we don't need anything like this. Then they said, if you don't convert, you'll go to hell. And they're very upset and angry. I mean, imagine you're vulnerable, you're very ill, and they come and try to put pressure on you.
All eyes will now be on the winter session of the Karnataka Assembly. where the government has decided to introduce the anti-conversion bill. Now, the Christian community has been opposing this bill, stating that there are already laws in the constitution, so what's the necessity of bringing in a new law? The government has countered it, stating that no particular community or religion is being targeted. Rather, people from different faiths can actually live peacefully if they bring in such a law. With video journalist Madhuar, Nolan Pinto for India Today.